a website for curious people who love to learn and create.
This week we are working on a journaling badge. So part of the journaling badge, for step 2 of every badge, we always go and learn from other people. And this time we went to a bullet journaling and hand lettering and watercolor class in Chicago, Illinois, which was really fun. So we were already there for a trip and we found this class that fit into our schedule. We got to go to a new neighborhood, Lincoln Park, and go to a social club. So we wanted to talk a little bit about our experience. We're gonna take you into the class, show you what it was like, and show you what we learned.
Part of it was creating a watercolor background using watercolor paints, which is something I have not had a lot of experience with.
Yeah,
So she
really cool.
showed us some examples and then kind of was like, just go for it, which was really fun.
One of the best parts of the class is one of the first things she said was, there is no perfect, like the imperfection is perfection. So she really set it up to say, go for it, don't worry about it, and that these watercolor prints especially are more beautiful kind of the messier they are.
Right, there's no mistakes.
No mistakes, yeah. So the first thing that we did was wet the paper down. So we took a bigger brush, we dipped it in water, we wet the paper down, and then you add the color. So you get a brush wet and you get it in the watercolor paint, and then dip it on your paper.
Right.
And then it kind of bleeds together, it moves, you can move it a little with the brush.
You can pick it up and move your paper to kind of move the paint around. You can add more water if you want it to be lighter. She also said you can take your paintbrush and kind of flick paint onto it to create more of a speckled look. She also had some metallics, which were really cool that I kind of used it to outline some of the blobs once my paint had dried a little bit.
So then we set those aside so that they could dry, and then the ultimate plan was to hand letter a quote or a word or a couple words on top of those to make kind of an art piece. So the next step in the class was to learn about hand lettering, and she talked about finding your own signature font, basically, and to not try to work against your current handwriting, which I thought was really helpful. So rather than just try to emulate someone else's handwriting, use your natural handwriting and add little embellishments. So try it straight, try it italicized, try it with little
like embellishments on it.
yeah, like dots along the side.
I'm doing a straight up and down S. I'm hitting the different 4 corners, right? But then if I wanted to do an angled, it's going off to the side a little bit.
I asked a lot about specific letters I struggle with, so like R's, lowercase R's, I feel like never look good when I try to do them in cursive, so she helped me with that.
Because like you said, it is difficult to try to memorize all these different kind of lettering, and so to use what naturally you already do and just try to tweak that a little bit is very helpful.
So, and she also talked to us about bullet journaling and gave us lots of ideas for different layouts, different kind of sets of questions we can use in our bullet journals to do reflecting. And then we did some different layouts and used our hand lettering. She also really encouraged us to kind of get 3D with our bullet journals. So add washi tape, add stickers.
But also that we can use some of the watercolor art that we did in our journals, like as to put like titles or important things, and we can put those in, which is helpful when you mess something up in your bullet journal to be able to cover it up. So
that is
a good tip.
Yeah. So then the final step was we brought the watercolor pieces back over and we did hand lettering on them. So we had to pick a quote, or I think you did some song lyrics, or a phrase or word, and so we will show you those now. I've been reading the Joyful book, so I wanted to do Spread Joy, and I did Joyful on this one.
Good song lyrics. So this one is a Beatles song that I really like. That was actually at my wedding. And then actually, this is another Beatles song that was at all my siblings' weddings and my parents' weddings. And then my husband is currently reading the Billy Idol autobiography, and so I did a song lyric because we both really like Billy Idol, so one of his song lyrics too. So these are some of the watercolor backgrounds. So this was all on one sheet, and I just kind of cut them up into
Right, so one piece of watercolor paper, and then you can make different motifs on
Yep.
there.
Where my younger daughter, she did one whole sheet, and then did her phrase very large on that one sheet. So you can also do it that way. I cut mine specific dimensions to fit frames. So, or if you know you know, what size your bullet journal page is if you want to do it that way, or if you want to make stationery, like you can make like a postcard out of it as well. I also feel like it's a skill that's easy enough that we will use and teach to others. So we already want to teach our mom. I think it's a great idea. I have a group of senior Girl Scouts that I think if they can make a watercolor piece of art and then put like their senior quotes or a song lyric that's important to them, it's a great, I think, multi-age art activity.
Yes, and very relaxing.
Yes.
Because there's no wrong answer.
Right.
You're just blobbing stuff on paper and then it looks really cool. It was super fun. I think we all had a really good time and learned a lot, and just, it was nice. I've never on a trip, I think, had time that felt restorative like that. Like it was
very
creative,
soothing.
Relaxing. The lights were dim. There was sparkling water and snacks. Yeah, so it was a really great environment. So we will put the information for how to find Jen, who was our teacher, in the description box, and also head over to www.badgesforall.org to read more about our experience and to learn a little bit more about journaling. We have some other things on there about the history of journaling, types of journals, and you should go check it out. So please like this video and subscribe to our channel to help support us and allow us to keep doing these kinds of things. So.